This is going to be my Monday Night Football video, week 13. There's Little Whiskey. We all love Little Whiskey. Anyway, so week 13 here, we got Cleveland going to Denver. Couple things to know in this one. Denver is in the 7th spot in the AFC playoffs, so they're trying to hang on to that. That's a big deal. Bo Nix is playing really well. In fact, I know everyone likes Jaden Daniels, but Bo Nix is probably going to end up being Rookie of the Year. Offensive Rookie of the Year. Most likely. If he continues on this path, what he's doing. He's actually had the best year out of all of them. I know Daniels had the early start to it, but since the Nix has really got his feet under him, he's actually played quite a bit better than Daniels. So there is that. Denver's a good football team. That's what it boils down to. They lost some games early when they were breaking in their rookie quarterback. Since then, they've played really well. They had the block kick against Kansas City. They had Kansas City beat, but then Kansas City blocks it. Like field goal. Just different things. Denver could easily have 10 wins. They've played a lot of one-score losses. But of late, their offense has really kicked it into gear, and Bo Nix has been like throwing for 280, 3 touchdowns. They're a good football team, and their defense is kind of what gears it all up. Their defense is young and really good. They have a really good secondary, so not that the Cleveland Browns boast much of a passing attack. It's okay. What's up, Big Kahuna? Thank you, sir. Yeah, yesterday was a pretty good day. But anyway, so I actually have quite a bit in this game. There's not going to be any weather involved. It is in the altitude. There's always that, and it's not going to be warm there, obviously, but Cleveland's a cold weather team too, so none of that really factors. The altitude will factor, it always does. Denver will get a little advantage there. Denver's laying 6.5 in this one, and that makes sense to me. It's where it's supposed to be. Cleveland played really well against their divisional rivals. They played really well, and then they got smacked by Philadelphia and stuff. Team that's not in division, but they beat Baltimore and they beat Pittsburgh, which is 2 pretty good wins. But again, them are divisional games. They're different. They know more about them teams. Going to Denver, this is a bad spot. This is a really bad spot for Cleveland. I'm still not really thrilled about laying 6.5, so I'm not going to lay that 6.5. But the total is 41.5, guys, and this is too low. Denver's probably going to score in the 20s in this one. And I do think Cleveland will score some. I think Cleveland will get the ball down the field and probably get to 17. So I think this 41.5 is too low. So I like the over in this one. That's where I'm at as far as the game pick goes, ATS or money line or whatever. I like the over. I think the over 41.5 is going to play here. And then I like a teaser with Denver in the over. So if you tease Denver down to minus 0.5, which is essentially just a win, and over 35.5 is what you get that down to. So I like those 2 plays. I like Denver's like the over 41.5 for the game, and then I like Denver and the over teased here. So I actually think this game it's probably going to be higher scoring than a lot of people think. And partly is that the defenses are good, right? So I do think there's going to be some turnovers. I fully expect both quarterbacks to throw an interception in this one. There could be easily a defensive score in this one. Hello, Morning Star. The defenses, the pass rushes are both good in this. And I think we're going to see some turnovers, which lead to points. So, guys, defense doesn't always lead to unders. A lot of times defense leads to overs. If you guys see what's on my back wall, they're actually painted that for my son. Those windows are glow in the dark. So this is my youngest son's bedroom, Little Whiskey. It's his bedroom, and I actually painted those myself on there. So not bad, right? Not bad. But them glow in the dark, so it's kind of cool. Let's get to the prop market. So there's 3 TD props in this one that I think are worth our time. So I like Bo Nix TD. I got it at plus 245. The reason I like this one is the value. Almost 2.5 to 1. Bo Nix does run the ball in the red zone. He does run a little, so he's even caught a touchdown pass this year. So it is available to him, and at 2.5 to 1, it's worth a shot. It's worth a play. Just the value, it just makes it good enough. And the next one is I like Nick Chubb at plus 170 to score a touchdown. And the reason I say this is because I think this is the game. He's kind of got his feet under him now, and I would be surprised if he doesn't get in the end zone. I feel like he's kind of due, right? He was hurt, and I do think even though the Denver defense is pretty good, I think they'll get down to the red zone a few times, and I expect them to give him the ball inside the 5. So I like Nick Chubb at plus 170. It's almost 2 to 1, so that's a good value as well. And then Bo Nix's favorite target, Cortland Sutton, he throws the ball to him in the red zone. When they get inside the 20 to the 10, he throws the ball at Cortland Sutton. And it's at plus 165. And some of these TD props are at a premium or at a higher value because that total's so low. So Vegas doesn't expect there to be a lot of touchdowns in this game. I wouldn't be surprised if all 3 of those came in at all. I would not be surprised at all if all 3 of those TD props won. Just because they are, when you're looking at props, and especially touchdown props, you need to look at what is likely in the game. Who is likely going to get the looks in the red zone? That's why guys like Derrick Henry and Christian McCaffrey and those guys are always such good plays because they get the ball down there, right? Josh Allen, he gets the ball in there. That's who scores their touchdowns. Jalen Hurts, guys like that. So that's why those guys are always minus 200 and minus 150. In this case, this total's so low, so we're getting an inflated number on the TD props, which is nice because, if one of them comes in, it was okay. But if 2 of them come in, you're profitable. And I do think there's a really good chance all 3 get in there. As far as a rushing yards prop, I like Jaleel McLaughlin. If you don't know who that is, he's kind of Denver's backup running back. It's kind of 1A and 1B in Denver. He gets about 7 carries a game, and it's only 18.5 rushing yards. He's been over this number a whole bunch of times, and that's a number you can get in one rush. So I like this one. I think he's going to get 6 to 10 carries. At 18.5 yards, he doesn't have to get very many yards per carry. He can average about 3-4 yards a carry and get to that. I just thought that Jaleel McLaughlin over 18.5 rushing yards is a pretty good play. And then I think there's going to be some field goals in this game as well. So I took the over 3.5 total field goals in the game prop. I know some sites only let you pick one side or the other. If I was going to pick one side or the other, I would pick the Browns kicker. Just because I think he's going to get stopped around the 40 more than the Denver kicker will. But I prefer the over 3.5 total field goals. That way they could come from either side. So that's where I'm at in this one. Just to recap, I know that's a lot of plays in one game. I like the Denver over 41, the actual total over. I like Denver teased down to minus 0.5 and over 35.5 in a teaser. I like Bo Nix TD, Nick Chubb TD, Cortland Sutton TD. Hello, Bob McKee. And then I like Jaleel McLaughlin, Denver's second running back, over 18.5 rushing yards. And I like over 3.5 total field goals in the game. Again, guys, had a pretty good day yesterday in football. It was really good. It was good because I'd kind of been on a down streak a little bit, for sure. Had missed a couple weeks where I just wasn't hitting after like multiple weeks of doing really well. There's always them downswings in the season where just a couple things don't go your way, and they kind of hit me these last 2 weeks before this, and then this week it all just kind of came in, really hit hard. Especially yesterday was really profitable. So again, guys, enjoy your football tonight. I really like these TD props. I think they're a good play. But the best play, in my opinion, is the over 41.5. I think this game gets over that number. I'm not going to say necessarily in the third quarter, but I think you'll be in the third quarter needing one score. So I don't think the Browns have a chance to win in this one, really. And what I mean by that, obviously, every team has a chance to win every time, but I think the Browns aren't playing for anything, and they don't really want to keep winning and keep messing up their drafts position. So while Denver's playing for everything, they're trying to stay in the playoff hunt. They're in the 7th spot right now. If they keep winning, they'll be fine. So I think this is a game Denver's going to be looking at going, hey, we really need this game. This is a game, very winnable game. We need to get this one. So I just think Denver plays this one a little tougher. If you did have to choose a side here, I would lay the 6.5 with Denver. I don't necessarily like it. I'm not doing it myself. But if you just had to pick a side, that's the side I would pick. I wouldn't take the points with Cleveland on the road here. I don't think it's a good enough. If it was 7.5, maybe it's different, right? But 6.5, I think scores like 24-17 are way too realistic. I know that doesn't get our over, but it's definitely a very real score in this one. So, again, guys, thank you for your time. You guys have a great day. If you have any questions for me, I'll be on about 5 more minutes here. Then I got to take my kid to some basketball practice. So, you guys, if you have any questions, ask away. And if you want to know who did that great artwork back there, that was me. And them are glow in the dark windows. So when my kid turns off his lights, they glow, which is cool because he's 5. But if it would be cool in my room too, and I'm not 5. I don't see any questions, or I'm going too fast. One of the two. I don't know what my delay is. Usually my delay is about 11 seconds. So it might be a little higher today. A little higher delay today, maybe. Favorite crap strategy in 2025? My favorite crap strategy is the same all the time, no matter what year. I like hybrid play. I don't really care how you play it as long as you're playing the don't bigger than your box numbers. You can choose any method after that. They're all kind of the same to me. But hybrid play, that's what I like all the time. E-Stock 21, I like that. But anyway, I mean, I like the craps questions too. I am going to come out with some new craps content. Believe it or not, guys, I was kind of waiting to see all the different responses from the other channels and different things, because it seems like when I put stuff out, other channels tend to either refute it, piggyback it, stuff like that. What's my parlay picks, man? Parlay for this game? If I was going to parlay anything for this game, I would parlay Nick Chubb and Cortland Sutton touchdown. There you go. Nick Chubb, Cortland Sutton touchdown. You're going to get a good value on that one. I like it. High probability that they get red zone looks. And you guys, another thing, I'm going to talk about props a little bit. When you're doing touchdown props, you want guys that are going to get red zone looks. So you can look this up. There's touches in the red zone. All kinds of sites keep up with it. So you can just go on Google and say, how many touches does Nick Chubb have in the red zone? And they're going to tell you. Inside the 5, inside the 10, inside the 20. Browns money line. Oh, not me. Not me. I'm not going for it. Although they have upset a few teams. So, I mean, it's there. It's a possibility, that's for sure. But not me. I can't do it. So, when you're doing that, if you're going to choose a touchdown score, so like of late, here's a great example. I mean, Cleveland. I understand that. Yeah, believe it or not, I actually like the over, Robo. I like the over more. I'm not laying the 6.5 myself, but I like the over 41.5. But as far as that, Larry. We've been waiting. They have literally ran it to the front of our house in the road and will not run the fiber optic up to the house. I don't know what's going on We haven't figured it out. They're not. I don't know. It's literally in front of my house, and we can't get it. So they've told us that it's not our turn yet, and a bunch of crap. So I don't know. I've kind of given up on that. But yeah, it's literally right in front of our house. By in front of our house, it's like 500 feet away. But where I live, that's right in front of your house. So there you go. But yeah, other than that stuff, Cleveland guy, I understand that. But yeah, the Browns are definitely upset minded team. They've upset two teams recently. I just think that there's more when you're playing divisional foes or you're playing for something more. They're not. This isn't a divisional foe against Denver. I just don't. I don't think they'll be up the same for it. So now, Jameis is auditioning for more jobs, future jobs. So there is that. So he's going to be trying. But anyway, that's what I like, guys. You guys have a great night. Go watch my kid dribble a basketball around for a little while. You guys have a great night. This is Jacob from Why Jimmy This.